G'day, I'm Wazza, and today we're going hunting again with my hunting boomerangs. I've been out hunting quite a bit lately, but I haven't been able to get to any good spots, so I just did a long road trip and went to my old hunting spot where there are a lot more rabbits, and I got quite a few shots off, so I hope you enjoy the episode and see what I came up with. So in this first clip I was walking through a saltbush paddock and I was expecting to see, or hoping to see, hares in squat spots and then running out from them. What I wasn't expecting was to spring one so close to me. It was about 3 or 4 meters away by the time I threw the boomerang, so this is what happened, and it was just caught me by surprise. He was too close, and yeah, missed him.
Saw him in the squat, went for him in the squat, and I'll have to have a look at the footage later, but I think I might have been a little bit behind him. He saw me throw into him. Boy, well, as close as I've been for a while. There's a big old hare.
Let's have a look at it in slow-mo. So this is a 25% normal time, and you can just see that I threw it behind him. He could see that I was, and this is 10% time here. So just as I'm throwing it, he's starting to move, and I'll give you a better look in a second. I'll reverse the clip, and you'll see that I was just too far behind him. I missed him probably by half a meter, and I did get exactly where I wanted to throw, but yeah, have a look here, and as I let it go, so right at the hair where he was, he's already left by the time that boomerang gets there. So that's just the nature of throwing into squats, which is one reason why I hardly ever attempt it, because this happens every time. Now this clip here, I just saw a rabbit run into a lignum bush, and I thought there may not be holes in there, and it turns out that there wasn't. But I had to get the cameraman to stomp on the bush for me while I was going around to sort of head him off as he was coming out the other side. That's what I was hoping would happen, and believe it or not, that is what actually happened. But had a couple of obstacles that I was not banking on, and he got away, of course, but it's a pretty good shot, and if the ground had been flat, it would have been a different set of circumstances.
Could be a hole in there, but there might not be. Well, if we flush him out, he's going to go straight across down there.
They came out really quick, and I was ready, and I knew he was going to come out fast.
Well, I tracked him pretty well. He went down in that little bit of a gully.
And if you look here on slow-mo, 25%, it went over the top of his head and eventually hit the water in the background, that little creek there in the back. It actually skimmed off the top of it. So I had to throw from a high position to get it to go down. Otherwise, it would have continued to go up in the air and really missed him by a long way. But anyway, that's the nature of it. And of course, then the boomerang's on the other side of the creek, and I had to make a little makeshift bridge and out of some logs, and hoped that it wasn't going to get wet, and build it properly. Had a bit of fun here for a minute or so, and hoped I wasn't going to fall in, because it's quite a cold day. I was wearing that vest for a reason. I'll start off with the jacket. The jacket was really getting in my way, so I got rid of that and put on this vest, and it was much better for throwing. And yeah, not my best construction job in the world, and I didn't trust it.
Just in case. Alright.
I figured if I was going to go over it, I might go completely over and wreck my phone in the process by saturating it, so I thought I did alright across this piece of rubbish. And my foot only slightly got wet. So. And found the boomerang pretty easy. But then I had to make it back. So, which I did. But,
yes. Alright, it was worth the work.
So this is a new location. And I saw a wedge-tailed eagle. They're Australia's version of a golden eagle, and they're a really big bird of prey. And their nests actually fill up with rabbit fur because they kill so many that they just line their nests with fur. So if he was there was going to be some around, rabbits that is. So this rabbit here I saw under a bush about 40 metres away. I could have had a throw, but I just didn't want to have another throw at rabbit in a squat. So I knew that by the ground and everything around there was probably no holes for him to go down. So he was cornered between me and those rocks. So I just had to kind of find the place that he was going to run out from. And he did run out there, but of course it's never where you expect. So he caught me by a little bit of surprise, but he was in quite a thicket when I eventually did see him to throw the boomerang. So he was on the other side of a bush and ran along the rocks. So I'll see here in a second. Yep. I spun around and he was flying off at 1,000,000 miles an hour down that hill. And there was no chance I was going to get him, but you never know. I always chuck at the boomerang, and it just increases your chances by 1,000,000%, because you'll never get it if you don't throw it. And it's a bit of a slow-mo look. You can just see the rabbit on the other side of the bush there, running off in the distance. Yep, there he goes. And I was probably on track, so who knows? Just a bit of fun anyway. Yeah, this was very unexpected. I wasn't hunting for wallabies, and there he was. I've never been this close before. So, very interesting set of circumstances.
I don't know what's wrong with this wallaby. Called a swamp wallaby. It's not jumping away. Probably sick, or might be just really old and getting arthritic, I'm not sure. But I've never gotten this close to one before. They're always timid. But it would certainly, if I was a traditional Aboriginal, I would have hit it with one of these by now. Anyway, I think we'll leave it alone.
This next clip here, I very much got taken off guard again and did a very wild throw. Didn't have much time to get it off and threw up. Essentially I threw straight ahead and I was downhill, so if you throw straight ahead when you're walking downhill, it's going to go meters above your target.
Well, that was a bad throw. Oh well, you're going to have some bad ones.
And it's a slow-mo look, so you can see the rabbit. There he is, and there's me doing a funny attempt at trying to hit it. So yeah, this one was running up that rock. And it's a bit difficult to see because there's the glare. The sun was not far pointing off to the middle of the camera.
Another wild throw, but you just got to try. Sort of hit a bit of air as it was coming up that rock face, and then kept going up. And the rabbit had gone a different direction by then anyway. But it's worth a try.
And yeah, you can just see him on the top of that hill there. If he had sort of tracked a bit closer to me, there was a possibility I would have hit him. But yeah, he went over the rise, and that was the end of that. I only had to look at him for about, I don't know, a second or two. And it's definitely a different ball game throwing at rises and falls with a hunting boomerang. And there's me throwing at a couple of trees. There was a rabbit behind him though. And yeah, that first throw hit the tree and boomerang bounced back further than I actually threw it.
Too much obstacles. Too many.
So here we are, hitting a tree. But we do see the rabbit in the shot. And there it is. And had another throw at it. And by the time I threw that second throw, it had gotten well behind a couple of rocks and another tree. So look at that boomerang fly back to the right there. And there's the rabbit, and there's me releasing the other boomerang, but yeah, it was too late. Yeah. And there's my funny little dance at the finish. Don't know what I'm doing there. But thanks for watching anyway, and I'll catch you on the next episode.